playMiami can prove to be a top team with win over Notre Dame 259. Herbstreit reacts to Mark Dant turning the Spartans into a contending team, and how Ohio State and Miami can move up in the rankings with the demise of their competition. 259,121 p.m. at when the season began. Who would have thought Florida State Clemson would take a back seat to Notre Dame Miami? But here we are in Week 11, with the Irish and Hurricanes taking center stage. Who will win? Andrea Adelson and David Hale weigh in with their picks. And visit our College Football Pick Center page for additional information on these games and many more. No 23 NC State 63-41 at Boston College 54-33, noon ET, ABC ESPN 2. Hale. The Wolfpack are coming off two brutally disappointing losses. BC is red hot, playing at home and coming off a bye. That looks like a recipe for an upset, but I still believe this is a different NC State team, and it won't collapse just because of some adversity. NC State 24, Boston College 23. Adelson. Boston College has won 3 of the last 4 meetings in this series and has been a thorn in Dave Doran's side. I'm not going to use the word letdown because this Boston College team is vastly better than the one that beat NC State a year ago. But the Eagles are rested, while the Wolfpack just played in consecutive physical games. Boston College 27, NC State 24. Number 17 Virginia Tech 72-32 at Georgia Tech 44-33, 12:20 p.m. ET, ACC Network. Hale. Georgia Tech simply could not get off the field against Virginia last week, and the loss was a bad one for the Yellow Jackets. It has been a frustrating season with so many near misses for Paul Johnson's crew, and at 44 with top-ranked Georgia still on the horizon, the Jackets desperately need this one if they want to make a bowl game. Georgia Tech 31, Virginia Tech 30. Adelson. Virginia Tech didn't play well against the run a week ago in a loss to Miami and now faces a Georgia Tech team that absolutely has to win. But Foster usually has a good scheme to slow the Jackets down, and I expect Josh Jackson to have a bounce-back game. Virginia Tech has won 3 straight in Atlanta in the series and has a slight edge. Virginia Tech 33, Georgia Tech 28. Duke 45 at Army 72, noon ET, CBS Sports Network. Hale. Duke is playing wretched football, but there's really no excuse for how bad the Blue Devils have been. A week off may be just what the doctor ordered, and the speed and athleticism they have at linebacker should be enough to slow the Army run game. Duke 33, Army 28. Adelson. The good news for Duke is that it does have some experience playing against this type of offense. The bad news is Army is playing exceptionally well and is averaging more rushing yards than the other option teams, including Georgia Tech. Army 28, Duke 23. Number 3 Notre Dame 81 at number 7 Miami 80, 8 p.m. ET, Abjail. Last week, I had no good reason to pick Miami, but I wanted to zig when Andrea zagged. I'm doing the same this week. I actually like Miami in this game, but it's worth noting that the Canes have allowed 52 runs of 10 yards or more this season, among the worst in the Power 5. That's bad news against the Irish ground game. Notre Dame 28, Miami 24. Adelson. On paper, most of the matchups point to the Irish, and if Notre Dame wins by 2 touchdowns it would not come as a huge surprise. But Miami has this belief and confidence and a defense that has a newfound swagger after shutting down Virginia Tech's run game and creating 4 turnovers for the 3rd straight game. Notre Dame hasn't played a road game in a month, and the heat could be a factor in such a hostile environment. Taking a flyer on the Canes. Miami 24, Notre Dame 21. Unanimous selection. Spit over on Clemson over Florida State. Syracuse over Wake Forest. Louisville over Virginia. Overall records. Andrea Adelson 6,617. David Hale 6,023.